I know you don't always feel this way, but the truth is you are the mother your child needs. I've got an expert here today that can prove that to you. When I said expert, I meant Christy Gardner, who's joining me today. She is an author, but more than that, she's tuned in to this concept. Christy, you and I have talked about this before.
Yes.
And you've even written a book. Can we share that with our viewers?
You are the mother your children need. So, Dr. Paul, what I want you to know is that this book wasn't born from me being an expert. This book was born from me being in the trenches of motherhood, in the middle of the diapers, in the middle of the fevers and the 2 a.m. croup and the not having had a shower for 2 days and wondering if I am ever going to be who I was ever again, and wondering if I am enough for these precious, precious little babies.
Right. And we get in our own way sometimes.
Yes.
Because with all of the burdens of being a parent, and especially a mom, and you know what? That's why I invited Christy, because I have never been a mom.
Yeah.
I've got a mom. I'm married to one. I know some things about parenting, but I've never been a mom. Christy has. And thank you for sharing that, Christy, because you're coming from a place where all too often we go.
Right.
And we start to wonder, am I good enough as a mom, as a parent? Am I the right parent for these kids? And your powerful message is, yes, you are.
Yes. So you have these babies, and they mean more to you than anything in the world. And you love in a way you never thought possible.
Right.
And you want to give them everything, and you want to give them the perfect mother, and all they have is you. And it can leave you feeling a little short. So what I do in this book is I seek to tell you that who you are is enough.
Yes.
You are enough. You are the mother your children need. So let me tell you how this book came to be. Okay. So I was in a meeting for women, and there was a woman presenting in front of this meeting, and I was a brand new mom. I just to a little baby, and I was taking copious notes. And she actually said this phrase, "You are the mother your children need." And something inside of me, I had a 2-month-old baby, so I was a perfect mom still.
Oh,
Maybe
yeah.
not quite perfect, but I thought I was going to be perfect.
Your child hadn't taught you yet all the things you didn't know you didn't know.
Yes, exactly.
Right.
And so I wrote that down. Something about it rang as important. And I wrote it down and I circled it. And it became my anthem through my years of motherhood.
Yes.
This, you are the mother your children need. Every time I felt inadequate, this would come to my mind. And it made me think, why? Why am I the mother my children need? So that is how the book was born.
Christy, we all have strengths and we all have weaknesses, and we get into a comparison trap sometimes as we compare our own weaknesses to other people's strengths.
Right.
Your strengths are different from mine or from Christy's.
Yes.
You are perfectly designed to do what you do, including being the mom to your kids.
And what your children need, you have. So I've never played the trumpet in my life, but my daughter plays the trumpet. But somehow the gifts, talents, and abilities I have enable me to support her in that. And that is the beauty of this concept. So one day I was trying to learn how to clip in on my bike. That means you put your shoe into a clip on the bike instead of just pedaling, in case people don't ride bikes.
I didn't know that.
And I decided I wanted to be a real cyclist. So I was trying to learn how to clip in, and I was just falling all over my driveway like a little child would fall on their bike. And a neighbor pulls up, and she comes up the driveway to teach me how to clip in. She could see my problem. She's an avid cyclist. She wanted to teach me. And we got into this conversation, and I was looking at her and all of her gifts. She cycles, she bakes, she's this amazing woman. And she says to me, sometimes I worry that my daughters, who were grown at that time, nearly grown up, she says, sometimes I worry that my daughters didn't get the dance mom. All of the moms in our neighborhood take their children to dance, and they're great dancers, and all these little girls had dance, and my kids didn't. And I really feel bad about that. And her daughters not only are amazing people, but they bake these pies. And these pies are so fantastic that they actually financially put themselves through college with pies. How is she not the mother her children need? We need to stop looking at other people's gifts, talents, and abilities and start looking inside of ourselves. What are the things we do really well? And how do we incorporate that into our motherhood? So that's my first tip to you. Look inside at what you already have as enough for your kids.
It is so easy to identify all of those things we can't do or that we don't do or that we didn't do. And you know what? Honestly, that list is always bigger than what you have done and what you can do.
And it always will be.
Always.
So stop looking at the lack and start looking at the abundance.
Yes, what you do have, what you can do, what you have already provided to your children.
Right. And what you're capable of learning. We come up into these situations with our kids where we're not equipped, but we are capable of learning. Because as mothers, we've partnered ourselves with a higher purpose. And some people have considered that God. And some people consider that a deeply held mission.
Yes.
But you have partnered with something bigger than you. Otherwise, you wouldn't have chosen to be a mother.
It's the most important job in the world.
I think it is. For me, it is.
What could be more important than that?
Nothing.
Because all of the other jobs in the world are supported by that one.
Right. So I want to give you another tip. Here's my second tip for you. Don't let go of who you were in your motherhood. So before you were a mother, you had things you loved and that brought you passion and that brought you joy.
Yes.
I don't want you to let go of those things. I thought for many years that being a mom meant I took everything that made me me, I packed it up, I put it on the shelf and stuck it away for someday. And I thought someday I might pull those things back out. And I found myself over 12 years completely lost in the mundane things of motherhood and really missing the person that I was.
It can be very consuming.
It can, and on purpose. And it's great for it to be consuming because we're humbled and because we grow and because we become a better person. But what if your children and what if your family need the real you? What if they need those pieces of you? If you're a geographer, what if they need maps all over the house? Right? If you love nature, what if your kids need to be stuck in a hiking backpack and taken out from the time they're babies? You don't have to lose the core parts of yourself because you're a mother. I remember when I put some core pieces of my motherhood back inside of me, my daughters looked at me and said, "Mom, we like you. You're so fun this way." And I recognized that they had missed out on who their mother really was. And was that fair to them? It wasn't. I am raising daughters and a son, and I want to raise daughters who are confident in who God made them to be. And I want to raise a son who is confident in allowing his spouse to be the woman that God made her to be. So in order to do that, I have to be who God made me to be.
So Christy, you're giving us all permission to bring who we really are.
Yeah.
In our entirety.
Yes.
To the mothering game, to the parenting task.
And you can do it within the constraints of your life. The constraints of your life don't have to be constraining. They can actually free you into a deeper purpose in the things that already bring you joy. I have never felt so much joy as I've felt being on the stage with my children performing in a play.
Wow.
Way more joy than I ever felt on my own.
And you mentioned these core elements of you that you had put on a shelf for a while. And stage production is one of those core elements.
I love theater. I love performance. And now that my kids are in this with me, we have the best time. We just have a great time.
Oh, that is so empowering. Thank you.
Yes. I want to leave you with one more thing, this third thing.
Yes.
But if not. So my favorite chapter in this book talks about this concept, but if not. What if we did not get the mother that we feel we needed? Is all hope lost? Or what if we've made choices or other people have used their agency that has prevented us in being the mother that we need? Is all hope lost? And I just want to tell you that it is not lost. You are capable of being the mother that your children need, no matter the experience you had, no matter the choices that you made before. That is before.
Right.
No matter the choices others made before. That is before, and this is now. It is grace that makes up the difference between where you are and what you think your children need. And you can yoke yourself to that grace.
What a beautiful idea. So no matter what we've done or have failed to do,
or
there's always
experienced
hope.
from the doings and failures of other
Of
people.
others as well.
Yes, that is grace.
Christy, what a powerful message of hope and perspective. Thank you so much for joining us.
Yes, you are the mother your children need.
You are the mother your children need. You can get Christy's book at Amazon.com. And if you've felt inspired by what Christy has shared here today, would you please share this episode with another mom in your life?
I saw her standing in the street.